Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, I want to discuss a topic that I've been talking about for the last week, and it's really been what I've been on a journey of the last couple of months personally, and that is men feeling connected to their own lives. We're going to explore why you might feel a little bit disconnected and start to provide some practical tips, a little bit of strategy on how you can start reconnecting with your life. So let's dive in. So, what do we mean when we talk about feeling connected to our lives? What do we feel about connection? And it can be a myriad of things, right? But what I would describe it as, and the way that the guys in the group have defined it when we've been talking about it, is when we feel present and when we feel like we belong in that situation. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that. So, have you ever created a goal? Right, I was working with this guy, and he always used to gamify his business success. So he would set a goal of right in this area of business, I want to reach this target, work, reach that target. Right, different area, another goal. They would smash it and smash it and smash it and smash it. And if you looked at it on paper, I think a lot of guys would be like, oh yeah, that's a lot of success. But he came to me because it never quite felt like he thought it would. He would hit goal after goal after goal, but it never felt satisfying. He never felt enough. He never felt that it was complete, right? So he felt like he was running a race maybe without a finish line, and he was just going and going and going and going through the motions. Can you feel that setting a goal and getting there and be like, oh, well, this didn't provide me what I was looking for? Connection, feeling connected to your life would be achieving that and still feeling that sense of pride and feeling that sense of joy when you get there. And same with relationships, right? That connection in relationships. It's about having that purpose, that belonging, and feeling engaged in it, feeling like you can fully express yourself and be heard, and she can do the same. Now, there are lots of mental health benefits to feeling connected. It's really important for our mental health. It reduces stress and anxiety and depression. When you're connected, you have this better sense of well-being. And what I learned on the course that I've just been on down in London is that you get into a flow state where everything just feels light, everything feels easy, and you feel connected to each thing you do. So yes, I have taken that into my business, and that has worked really, really well. But also I've taken it into my family and into my connections with my kids. It's been really important. There are also a lot of physical health benefits. Studies have shown that people who feel connected to their lives are more likely to engage in healthy behaviors and live longer. Personally speaking, I know that since I've been doing a lot of my embodiment discovery and breath work and stuff like that, I have made healthier choices. I have cut back massively on things like alcohol and poor eating and skipping exercise. It's really kind of pushed me on through that. Um, and in relationships, it's connection and relationships, which is, my bread and butter. Um, it improves communication and intimacy and satisfaction. It deepens those relationships, right? It's not just level two conversations. Hi, how was your day at work? Oh yeah, it was fine. It's deeper than that. It's understanding the person. It's hearing and being heard. It's being seen. So I want to talk a little bit about why we might feel disconnected. And there are a lot of reasons, society in general. It very much encourages men to be stoic and self-reliant. and not connect with people because that's a sign of weakness. And as a result, we store it up. But, the more I've worked with guys and the more we've kind of talked about it, the realization that it takes real courage to reach out for help. It takes real courage to share with someone how you're feeling. I'm not talking about like breaking down every 10 seconds or whatever, but having more in your toolbox than just climbing up and keeping it to yourself. Because that leads to emotional suppression. It makes you feel isolated. And when we feel isolated, it sets up the whole like um kind of house of cards tumbling effect for that. It's really quite damaging. Work stress can really lead to feeling disconnected, and work in general. When we start believing that we are our jobs, and it's really easily done. And I used to work in finance, and I very much had that when our self and our work become collapsed into each other, and all of a sudden we are our jobs. And what I mean by that is you're waking up and you're thinking about the day before. You're going to work and you're thinking about work. You're getting home and you're thinking about the day that's just been and the day before. Well, maybe it plays on your mind at sleep time, sleep time at night time when you're trying to get to sleep, and you can't pull yourself out of it. I know that this is something that people close to me have been through recently. You start losing that connection to yourself because you're no longer you're your job. And if work goes well, you're on top of the world. More likely, if work is stressful and not going super well, then that becomes your focus, and you become worse. And your focus on that takes focus away from your relationships, and they start to suffer, and you lose that connection there. Um, Things like being a father, so big life transitions like being a dad, career changes, or the end of a relationship can really help you. Sorry, can really contribute towards you feeling disconnected as well. It's if you can find the thread within that, it really is when something takes away your focus and starts drifting your thoughts into the future or into the past, because we can't live in either. But if you are thinking about what's happening at work tomorrow while your partner's talking to you, you're not connected. If you are constantly telling yourself, oh, I need to reach this goal to be happy, and then you reach it, you're so used to your brain is so used to you telling it, oh, happiness will come in the future. It will come in the future. When you receive your goal in the present, your brain's not wired to accept it. So it's like, well, this isn't where happiness is. It's out there. So anything that takes you out of where we are now, the removes you from presence is how I would describe it. And I heard this beautiful phrase, and it stuck with me, so I'll share it with you. And it might mean nothing, it might mean everything. I don't know, but it's that this moment matters. So, how can we start reconnecting with our lives? Firstly, develop a self-awareness. Create time in your day to reflect on your feelings and your thoughts and your behaviors. Now, this can be journaling, it can be working with a coach, it can be working with a therapist, whatever it is for you. For me, I practice my meditation. I do it morning and night and sometimes in the middle as well. 10-15 minutes to see where I'm at, check in with my body, because I always used to think I can outthink every problem, right? If I was encountering a problem, right, I am just going to attack it by learning the most about that subject that I possibly can. Books, podcasts, cram it. Um, and yeah, it worked to an extent, but really getting into my body and how I'm feeling, it took away that feeling of disconnect and lostness. Not a word, but you get the drift that I would often feel in that moment. And developing some time to sit and reflect on that and to just check in with where my body's at and where I'm at has been an amazing compass for guiding. Okay, and I know a lot of clients have found that as well. The second thing you can do is start to build an emotional intelligence. So learn to identify and understand and manage your emotions. Practice empathy and active listening. You know, if someone's talking and you are thinking about, oh, this is going to be my response, or if someone's talking, you're thinking, what's for tea, or what am I going to do at work tomorrow? Then you're not listening. So perhaps read or yeah, get in touch with a coach or someone and start to learn about how to actively listen in a way that really hears the other person. Build your emotional intelligence, and then you can start connect to other people, but also connect to your life. Try and sit down and work out your values and your passions and your goals. You know, start setting goals and break them into smaller steps and start celebrating the progress along the way. You know, don't become so goal orientated that you stop sorry that you miss the beautiful journey along the way. You know, the journey is the destination, as a lot of great people say. There's that story, isn't there, about there's two guys climbing the mountain, and one is so fixated on reaching the top, fixated on the peak, that they climb and climb and climb and climb and climb, and the other one likes to stop and rest, and he takes in the views, and at each different level there's a new beautiful view, and the sun's hitting the other mountains in a different way, and it's just stunning all the way up. Every single stop is a new beautiful view, and the other guy's just plowing ahead, and they get to the top, and the clouds have rolled in, and the guy just says, this is a waste of time. Learn to enjoy the journey, enjoy your present. Stop, have a goal. Goals are incredible, but don't miss out on right now because you're so focused on the goals. Both can exist. Start to prioritize your relationships. Is there time in your calendar for family, for friends, for social groups, for activities? Quite often with blokes, it's not, right? It's just work stuff. It's a work calendar. Start scheduling some non-negotiables in your life, like connecting with family and exercise time, reflection time, time to see your friends. You know, I know it's really hard to meet up with mates, especially as blokes. So schedules a regular slot in each month. You know, me and my mates, we go for curry every single month. That's in the diary. We know we need to make time for it, and we know it's important, right? So maybe something similar. I know that during certain times of the day, I'm not going to respond to texts or emails because I've got family time, and that's important to me. So try and create a blocked, non-negotiable time each day, and then work fits in around that, not the other way around. Try incorporating mindfulness. So, you know, I mentioned my meditation, my daily routine is that it involves a meditation, it involves a body scan, it involves some movement, maybe a little bit of dance and breathing. You can do some mindful walking. You can, whatever it is for you to practice some mindfulness. I would personally try and nail down your morning routine in that. So it sets you up as best you can for the day. And then an evening routine. I think we often miss the importance of that. You know, having a routine that winds you down, gets you out of work mode and into father mode, into husband mode, because when we come home, we're still in that work mode. That's quite a lot. Try and make sure that you do have time in there for your hobbies and interests. Okay, taking care of yourself is really important. If you've ever worked with me or worked as part of the project, you know that putting yourself first is absolutely key, so that you've got energy to give to your family and love to give to your family and presence to give to other people. And last one, professional help. Guys, if you are struggling, therapy, coaching, groups, there's loads of men's groups. You know, I'm biased. I think ours is the best, but there are other ones out there. Don't just sit in this awful no man's land of, oh, I know I need to get better, but I'm not willing to reach out and get help, and I'm not willing to just give up on the notion that I need to change. I'm just going to sit here in this middle awful place, like so many guys do. I can't encourage you enough. Reach out to me. We'll have a conversation. No pressure. Let's just see what we can create for you, or reach out to someone else. Right? There's loads of fantastic therapists and coaches and people who do this for a living and know how to get you out of that. So, and a quick recap, feeling connected to your life is essential for your mental, physical, and relational well-being. If you are feeling disconnected, start by developing self-awareness, emotional intelligence, start setting goals, prioritize relationships, mindfulness, hobbies, and then finally, yeah, seek professional help. But remember, you are not alone in this journey. You know, it's amazing how often in our men's group that someone will say something and you can tell that they're nervous about it. They share it, and all of the other guys have someone in the group has experience of it. You know, at least one, more than often, most of us have. You're not alone. Reach out for support. Surround yourself with people who are on the same journey, and take small steps to reconnect with your life. And I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please like or comment and subscribe for more content on personal growth, on relationships. And I'll see you in the next video.